Welcome back to another Blender Nodevember series. We're still continuing the Darkfall and the shader library coding series. And we're going to take a break, and you're probably wondering, what in the world is blend data? Well, let's take a step back and let's learn a little bit about the data types that exist in Blender. So starting off, all the data types we're going to be talking about aren't related to an individual node, but they show up in a lot of nodes. So the first one is a red circle, and it is Boolean data. And it's going to have a value of either true or false, or a 1 or a 0. The next type of data is a color data, and it shows up as a yellow circle, and it contains red, green, blue, and sometimes alpha data. The next data type is a float data, and it shows up as a blue circle, and it contains floating point or real numbers, like 36.5. Integer data shows up as purple, and it will contain whole numbers, such as 23 or -1. Next up is string data, and this contains both characters and numbers, but they show up as text, and that is a green data type. Orange data will show up with icons, and these are Blender icons that are used in the Serpens node graphs. Every other type of regular data is going to show up as gray, and you can use basically any data type for gray data, and then purple square data is just lists of gray data. Now we also have vector data, and then it's combined data values of the same type, such as bools, integers, or floats. And finally, we come to blend data. This is a very special type of data, and it's represented by data corresponding to objects or other things in Blender. And I'm going to cover it with its own screenshot. Now these are all the various examples of blend data, and blend data is basically anything you see in your 3D viewport is probably going to contain blend data, such as objects, meshes, materials, brushes, so on and so forth. And in the shader library series, we're using a materials node. And material is a type of blend data. If you go to the shader graph, you'll notice that you have a material selected. We pull that out, and that corresponds to material blend data. Now, Boolean blend data lives within material blend data. You can access that using get data or set data. If you use a get blend data node off of the material blend data, you're going to get subsequent blend data if it's available, such as a node tree. You can continue getting more blend data off of that, or blend data collections. Those show up as squares, and they contain more than one type of blend data object. We have nodes. There's another example, such as links, where you're linking two nodes in the shader graph together. You also can reference blend data collections such as inputs, which are on the left side of the nodes. And you also have outputs, which show up on the right side of the nodes. And you typically only have one output, but it still shows up as a blend data collection. Now, we can index the blend data collections to be able to access individual elements like the principled BSDF node. And this is how you access single elements. You can continue to get data off of the blend data for the principled BSDF node, such as the location, and you can also set the data for the location as well. Now, I hope you enjoyed this short explanation of the data types and blend data, and we'll catch you in the next one where we code some more.